Hey, welcome back in. Lynden was checking her phone for this information here. All right, this next segment deals with a delicate subject now. So parents, if you have kids watching, we know it's spring break, you might want to change the channel. So we're giving you a chance to do that right now.
Pause.
But just join us in a few minutes. You can join us later. All right, so because we're talking about this.
Okay.
It is
Is it time to talk about it?
Yep. We do it now?
Yeah,
Easter
okay.
Bunny.
Well, if you haven't gone through it yet, you will one day. We're going to have some questions about things like the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus. How do you handle this?
Yeah.
Well, we have Tony Kurre, who has a lot of answers to our many questions every time he's in studio to help us out.
Just so you know, Dr. Josh Claypo, he's at the beach with his family for spring break.
Yes.
He left you to fend for yourself on this subject.
He's hunting eggs down at the beach. He is. So Easter bunnies, yeah. So we kind of go along with the old, you believe as long as you want to believe, and you allow the kid to figure it out for themselves. I will say this: Santa Claus is a lot easier to believe, and I do believe in Santa Claus spiritually and otherwise. The Easter Bunny, not so easy to believe when you're going to, say, the Galleria Mall and you're seeing an 8-foot hairy thing because we're not used to seeing rabbits that are 8 feet tall. I think, first of all, it scares the bejeebers out of kids before they ever want to believe there's an Easter Bunny.
Not to Santa can sometimes scare somebody, but I think what you're saying is you see Santa as a kid in a human form, but you're seeing a bunny, and bunny is not,
Also, Santa has that technology and the North Pole magic that, his sleigh can go all the way around the world.
NORAD does not do an Easter Bunny tracker.
They don't
have rocket boots on the bunny.
nor the Tooth Fairy. But, really, though, I guess it really depends on you as a parent and how you want to treat it for your kids. I know if I was speaking at a school, say, and kids were asking, do you think the Easter Bunny was real? I said, that's a question that your parents need to answer,
This is based off a story over the UK where a pastor was talking to a group of 5th to 6th graders, and they were asking the question, kids are so smart, they get pastors and priests and stuff in front of them, they know they can't lie, so they'll ask them those hard questions because they know parents will fudge. And when I asked the question, is the Easter Bunny real? And he said no. And of course, it really made a lot of kids distraught. It also made a lot of parents angry because we're getting ready for Easter this Sunday.
Right.
And so he had to back it off and said, listen, I believe that the Easter Bunny is real from a spiritual standpoint, but he believed that every child should figure it out on their own. There's some kids that figure it out. This is, this is a Finding Emo kind of thing where you have to allow your little fish to go out there and swim and find out some things on his own, and finding out whether the Tooth Fairy, whether the Easter Bunny, whether Santa Claus is real, are one of those things that you need to find out on your own. And like most of us, we find out in school before we find out at home anyway.
That's usually the
My
case.
7th grade teacher told me Santa Claus wasn't real.
As opposed to your peers, because usually it's your peers, right?
We did a whole deep dive into how it became, and it was sad. But I still believe.
Look. To each their own. Again,
I do.
The point of that, but again, this is an opinion segment, and Tony shared his. And Tony, we appreciate it. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
All right.